Okay guys, so we've covered the tube research commando elements as far as the strategies that you can use. Let's keep with the same theme of real estate patty, and you can see how I can dissect a market, reverse engineer a market remarkably quickly. I like to have speed as much as possible when I'm doing this kind of thing, and these tools are built for speed. Okay, so I'm going to put in here real estate patia, and what I can do is I can come back up to the research and just see for relevancy here, to make sure that I'm getting some very good relevant content coming back. Sometimes with some keywords it can be hit and miss with some YouTube results, but with this one it looks pretty good. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 very good ones in here. There's a couple of kind of stupid ones as well. So what I want to do is I'm going to take just the top 5 before I get to this one about patty agents dueling on the go-kart track. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in here. Okay, let's go back to the tube optimization commando, and I'm going to choose the top 6. Okay, and I'm going to start analysis here. This section here is if you want to include links, include numbers, etc. I don't really use that very much. I just think it's not needed. Okay, but if you wanted to see if somebody's left a telephone number, left a link, etc., you would be analyzing those as well. So you can see it's pretty quick to work. It's analyzing the videos in full, and it's going to give us a different set of data this time, as well as a competition score as we got up here. Okay, so you can see I've chosen 6 competitors. We've analyzed them. We got a competition score which is green, which is good. Okay, tells us the average likes for all of these. Huge opportunity. Average dislikes, I don't think you want to go more than maybe 1 or 2, but it depends on how many likes you get. And don't forget, in YouTube now, a like is like a +1 in Google+. Okay, it's the same thing. If you get a like, it will show up as Google+, Google +1. Okay, it tells us the average views. So to be able to get the same amount of views is not difficult, especially when using Hangouts. And the average comments, we can easily beat that out. We don't really need to focus too much on how many views. What we want is a retention on the views as well. So the shorter the videos, the better, obviously, because people's attention span don't have to be that long. Okay, so we can see we've got the titles, we've got the URL, we've got the number of views, comments, etc., like we did in Tube Research. Just as a reminder here, and we can see when it was published. We can see the category in here. Some of them is done for people, some done for travel. That can be quite telling sometimes. And we can see the uploader again and again. We can go and reverse engineer them if we want to in Tube Research Commando. Okay, now this part is pretty interesting. We can see if it's got a keyword in the title, and none of these have. None of the top 6 have. We can see the keyword density in the description. Okay, so for this particular keyword, real estate patio, there is only one that's got anything of a percentage in the keyword description for the description of the video. We can see the opportunities here for us to rank. Tags in the description, so does it have this particular tag in the description? Yes, for 5 out of 6. You can see why they're ranking. Okay, but if you're adding these elements, you can see how you can sort of out-optimize them, over-optimize them, or optimize better than them. We can see how many backlinks. This at the moment I'm not relying on until we've connected with the Moz API key, so I'm going to ignore that for now. But you can be pretty sure that if it's 26 there, that's coming from domains. There might be more than one link on that particular domain. Okay, and you know, it might be that you only need about 30 links to be able to rank very well, even in Google, for this particular term. Although I think it's going to take a little bit more, because some of the websites themselves have got some page rank from some checking that we've done earlier. Okay, and let's have a look. Facebook shares, we can see when they've got some. We can see when we've got some social shares as well. Excuse me for a minute, guys. I've got 2 little pups here, and one is looking for attention. Just 2 minutes. Okay, so let's go back again. Social shares. Sorry for the interruption there. One of the problems with working at home, I guess. Anyway, so Facebook shares, we can see that we've not many shares in here. That's quite easy to beat. Facebook likes, again, very easy to beat. Facebook comments, again, very easy to beat. And the total Facebook links, whether that's between the shares, likes, and comments, okay? So if you're using a tool like Social Traffic Commando, you can easily just overtake that very, very quickly. Uh-oh. Got some chaos in the background here with the pups. Okay, so they decided to pull the bin over and drag the black bag out of the bin. They're in the garden, so let's carry on with this. Yeah, so we can get an overview of the social shares, and if you're using a tool like Social Traffic Commando, it's very, very easy then to be able to see, out-optimize these kind of results that they've got here. Stumble upon is almost non-existent for some of these. Stumble upon, delicious, etc., etc. Okay, and we can see how many channel subscribers they got as well. Okay, so this one is pretty popular, Inspire Thailand Mag, and they've probably got a very good website, I would imagine, and maybe that's a commenting opportunity to go onto their website and get a link back to the YouTube channel or video. Okay. Or for website as well. So you got to look at it in general, not just for your Hangouts and stuff. You want to look at it in general. But if you're doing Hangouts where it's informative, where maybe it's an interview or something like that, then it makes a lot of sense. So with that in mind, let me just show you something, because I think it is actually quite important to see how I do things with optimization. And I want to show you something very, very interesting. Okay, I can actually show you what I wanted to show you initially, because I had a guy install this theme for us, and he had done such a screw up of it, and I had actually added some extra tabs up here, and this is what a typical real estate sort of site will look like. And what I decided to do was to build in some additional stuff. Okay, now this is where you can get really good opportunities for getting some social shares, for getting some traffic, etc. Now what I had done is I had built in a couple of tabs here. One was for webinars, okay, and under that was subjects like how to get expat financing in Thailand, what to look for when you're buying in Thailand, that kind of stuff, and the top tips and this kind of stuff. And what it was doing was giving me the opportunity to be able to connect with the top real estate agents in Thailand or in Pattaya, and be able to get them on to go to a webinar and to do a quick 15-minute, 20-minute conversation where I can ask them a bunch of very, very common questions, and I can get them onto the website. Now this website's a portal, and that means basically that we can have multiple agencies and multiple featured properties and charge people for advertising, etc. Okay, so by building in that content in a very easy to consume sort of format, where it's a short webinar, where it's a Q&A webinar, where people can come in and basically we can do a lot of lead generation from it. It allows me to be able to get great content that I can share on sites that might pop up that I might see in here. For example, this one, Inspire Thailand Mag. Okay, so they would be perfect for me to go and put in some kind of comment opportunity there once I got those webinars up and running. So try and think outside of the box. Try and think about the customers of your customers in that way, or try and think about the customers that are looking for the products that you're promoting as an affiliate. Okay, and if you can think like that, you will have far more success, because you can relate to them and you will have the same questions as they have, if you can get yourself into that mode. Okay, it's not that hard to find out what the questions are. The other ways to do that, of course, are things like Yahoo Answers, looking on forums and stuff like that as well. Okay, so I'm sorry I couldn't show you that exact example, because I had some great headlines in there for those webinars, but he's just reinstalled the theme right back on top, and it means I've got to go and do all that work again and probably install a whole bunch of plugins again, which is a shame. Anyway, so that's what we got on this first tab here for the competition analysis. So it's saying that we can expect to rank quite easily. Now this is for YouTube, okay, but we can take it further for Google in the next tab. Okay, so the optimization tab in here is where most of the action really is taking place. Now the first thing I want to do when I'm in here is to check down here to see what I've already got done, or what's already been built in. This is a bit of channel optimization, video optimization, etc. Okay, so have I got IFTT set up for my channel? Yes, I have. Okay, do I have captions and narrated text with the keyword first or very early in the captions? No, I don't. Okay, so I'm going to leave that out. I'm not going to checkbox that. Using sharing to Facebook, Twitter, and Google, everybody should be. You should have these connected to your YouTube account. So I'm going to tick yes there. Sharing to subscribers, that kind of automatically happens now anyway. Video in HD, which is about 720 or 1086, I think it is. 720 is good enough. If you ever get stuck on that, go over to the settings here, and you can go into where it says download the settings, and you can see here the HD settings. So you've got 1080 or 720. Okay, let's just come back over here. We'll cover the download thing in, a bit later. Keyword and channel name. I haven't set up a channel yet, but I will be setting up a channel for that particular customer. So I'm going to tick yes. I'm going to put in keyword and the channel name. It will be real estate patio or something. Using first tags in the title and description. Okay, what I mean by that is if you've got a video and you've uploaded it, say for example I've done a video about real estate patio, okay, real estate properties, how to buy them, whatever it might be, and I'm using the first tags real estate patio, and I might use the next tag properties for sale in patio, something like that. Okay, so what I could do then is I can do what those guys did that we showed in the research, and do just one tag at a time. Okay, just one word at a time. Or I can do it the other way around as well. Okay, so let's come back here. So for example, if I've got real estate patio, it's very easy for me to build it into a title. Okay, and it's very easy for me to build in something like properties for sale in patio in a title. Okay, putting them in the tags is not hard to do either, but if I want to combine multiple variations of it, then it gets a little bit difficult, and that's where this strategy up here becomes a little bit more makes more sense. Okay, but I do still like the way that Joe Finn does his, so I can put in here yes, because I'm going to do maybe something like real estate patio, how to buy properties in patio, something like that, or top 5 tips of building of buying real estate properties in patio, something like that. But those tags, whatever's in the tags, you want to make sure is in your title as well for the first 2 or 3 at least. Anyway, your main sort of keywords you want in there. I tend to do it with keyword phrases rather than the one word, but it does make sense in a lot of ways like that. Okay, whatever tags you've got there, the first one's your main keywords, you want to make sure it's in your description as well. And I know that we can get away with keyword stuffing in description in YouTube right now, but you want to build this nicely enough that you want to rank for multiple keywords, and part of doing that is having your on-page stuff correct. Okay, and that's by using the buyer intent keywords that we've got up here. These are commercial intent keywords. The software has filtered these out with commercial intent keywords, so we want to do very, very similar here to what we did with the commenter. Okay, and build those into the actual description as well. Let's see, do we have video in the file name and other LSI and MP4 settings? What that means is when you've got a video saved on your hard drive. Let me just show you an example. I can come up here and I can go to videos. Let me just scroll down a little bit. I'm going to my videos here. And if I open up here, I've got a video file. Now if I right click on that video file and I click on the properties, you can see here I've got a tab for details. In that tab for details, basically what I can do, just click on rename, copy, come off again, and let me find that file again. Let me just reopen it in the properties, and I can just put that title in here. Now anybody who's on the webinar for Newswire would have seen Michael Tiger do something very, very similar with a press release. Okay, and what he did was basically he copied the complete press release article inside where it's got the comments here. So you can put in a whole bunch of information in here. It's kind of unlimited from what I understand, because if you can do that with a press release, then you can do that pretty well. Okay, for anything else. Let me just go back into the properties again now. You can give it stars and you can have a subtitle. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to have compelling headlines in here. You don't want these boring kind of headlines. Now that's a tutorial video, so I don't really care about the compelling headline here. What I want is easy for my audience to understand, as it's a tutorial video on using the software. But if I come back over to the real estate idea here, what we can do is we can suggest the titles over here. So if I click over here, you can see it's already got real estate patio from the previous search and the competition analysis, and I can click on suggest titles. And I can also do the same thing with content. Okay, this is something new from what we had in HQ. We've built this in as well, so we can suggest the content in here too. Okay, so you can see this gets better now. Now we can see here that we've got 4 tabs: title, which is what's going to go in here; description, which is what's going to go in here; suggested titles, and this is pulling in compelling headline ideas. Okay, and you can see you can get some ideas. It's never going to be grammatically perfect, and you might get some ideas that will give you some good headline ideas. But what we want to do as well is we want to make sure that whatever we put in here is going to be showing in the search engines correctly as well. What they've done recently in the search engines is they have changed it from the amount of characters that you've had to the pixel width, and that kind of makes it a little bit more complicated. But there's a tool, and I don't know if we can actually build this into this particular tool and into Commando HQ, but it's on a site called SEOmoffle.com, and it's called Snippet Optimizer. Okay, so you can see here what it will look like in the Google search. You can get a real world example. So say, for example, let's go back over to the software. Apply these 9 techniques to improve real estate patio. Okay, so I can take that and I can basically double click that, and I'm just going to grab this. This is actually posted into the description instead of the title. Looks like we should be posting in the title. So I can sort of basically change this out a little bit. Apply these 9 secret techniques to improve your real estate patio search or investment. I can build around that and take the initial idea and just build something around it. What's working very, very well, and a lot of times, and the reason why you will see this many times is because it does work, is that when you have a number in there, like 9 secret techniques, 9 top tips, that kind of thing, it does get a lot of click-throughs. Okay, it increases your click-through rates. What works even better is if you can put some kind of time scale in there. Okay, so for example, 9 secret techniques to improve your real estate patio search instantly, or within 3 days, or whatever, that kind of thing you've got to build in. Okay, hope that makes sense. It wasn't the best example in the world, but we can do something like that. So let's just say I'm going to apply these out there, 9 secret techniques to improve your real estate patio. Let's see, let's go back up to the keywords and keywords we had in here, and let's look at listings is the top one, agent is the top one. So listings, agent, or for sale. Let's come back and just get an idea. Real estate, listings. Take out the word patio maybe. Let me just see again. Let's come down where I've actually got something with patio in the title, if I've got anything at all. Real estate Thailand, real estate patio. I know from previous searches that researched that it's actually a good keyword, so I want to try and keep that one intact. Okay, so 9 secret techniques to improve your real estate patio listings. Search. Okay. I might want to change that out. Now what I'm going to do, this is not the best example, guys. It's not a title I would use for a video, but anyway, let's come back over to the Google Rich snippet thing here. Now when I put that in here, it's going to show me in real what it will look like in reality in the Google search, okay? And you can see it's got far too many characters. It's gone off the page because we're doing pixel width now inside Google. Google's doing pixel width and not the amount of characters, okay? Now I want this to look as real as possible, so I'm going to click these display options here as well. And we're going to put the sponsored links in as well. You can see it builds it out, looks like a real search, okay? And we're going to put in some organic listings as well. We can add the rich snippets, we can add a date, and we can bold some words, which we'll come to in a little bit later. But what I want to do then is to make this a little bit better. So I've got kind of too many characters in here, too many words in here. I need to reduce it so that when people see this in the search engines, that we can get the best possible click-through rate, okay? Now, when people are doing AdWords, they spend a lot of time on this kind of stuff. Okay, once they actually go sort of broad and find out what kind of keywords are converting for them, then they really narrow down and they start to profit the more than they get narrowed down, okay? And the way they do that is by doing a lot of split testing once they've got those basic keywords that are returning traffic for them, okay? And that way they can get their costs down as well, cost per click down. That's what they do. They kind of start off at a loss a lot of the time, and then they just tweak and tweak and tweak. And then when they get to this sort of level, they are making it a little bit better, okay? They're just tweaking and doing sort of split tests of the headlines of the different text around the headline as well, okay, in the advert. Okay, so let's have a look what we can do here. Secret techniques, no, let's change that to top tips. Top tips. We don't need the word improve there, really, but you can see already that it's brought this down a little bit. Let's take the word for your real estate patio listing search. Okay, it's not the most compelling headline, but it's better because it wasn't off the page. And basically what you should do is play around with that a little bit and try and make it make sense. It's not the terrible one, but I don't know if people would click on that. I don't even know if that particular real estate patio listings is very, very popular. But if the tool is saying that it's getting that amount of searches, real estate listings, maybe we want to make it better as far as what kind of websites they're looking for, because that's probably what the question is that they're thinking in their mind as they're doing that search. So maybe I'm going to do 9 top sites for real estate patio listings search. Okay, so now it's getting a little bit better. Let's take it away from 9 because it sounds like a lot of work. Let's put it down 3. Okay, and you can have 3 of your own in there, which is what I'm going to do. So that will give us an idea, and you can see it's a more compelling headline for people that's doing that search. There's a very, very good chance actually if somebody's doing that search, 27,100 of them, and they come across a video sitting on page 1 and it says 3 top sites, 2 top sites, the top sites, whatever, for real estate patio listing search, then it's a pretty good chance that we are going to catch their attention, okay? And because we have it in the title, at least in a broad match kind of sense, or if you can get it into a phrase or exact, it's even better, then it's pretty good as well. But I know that real estate patio keyword does get a lot of searches, okay? And if real estate listings is getting a lot of, let's go back, is getting a lot of searches, then it kind of makes sense that this will as well. Okay, so then we can come into a description and we can see here it's got 156 characters. Okay, so let's go back over to the tool and we can come back into Trib Optimization, and we're going to take actually this headline that we just created here, and we can actually build our content, what our video is going to be about, even before we make the video. Okay, kind of back to front, but anyway. Right, now what we want to do is we want to get suggested content for the description, and I think actually it posted when I clicked on suggested titles because I had my mouse in here, and up here. Okay. This new part here has confused me maybe slightly, but anyway, it's no big deal. So this suggested content, we're going to click here, and you can see it's pulled in some content from other content on the web. Okay, this is from Google, and you can see there's some houses for sale. We've got some news story. This is from Google News, I would imagine. Let me see. Russian fugitive real estate developer caught. There's a lot of crooks around here. Luxury patio property developer Tulip Group. I mean, these are crappy headlines. Really, really crappy headlines. This is interesting. New things happening in patio real estate. Okay. Let's click on this. And let's copy that to clipboard. And we can go in there and just paste. Okay. No, I didn't copy into clipboard properly. Just bear with me. Oh. Okay, well luckily my coder just came online now, and I'm just confirming what we need to do here. Basically what we need to do is we just double click, but we've got to give it a few seconds and it will start to load from these results. So maybe I want to click on a couple of these and it will pull that kind of content in. Okay. I would like if we could drag it in, but we haven't got that right now. So what we can do is we can build a content around that kind of stuff if we want to, or we can just get an idea from it. Okay, I would much rather not take any of that, to be honest. Not for this one. I would use this kind of content when we come later down into the tier 1 and tier 2 stuff over here, because it's kind of crappy content, really. You don't want to be copying someone else's stuff. What I much rather do is be able to use the titles, suggested titles, because that's got the compelling headlines. But when it comes to the description itself, I want to see the most common used words, and I want to build content around this. So patio's got to be in there, real estate's got to be in there, the word real, let's see, Thailand, condos, property, equipped, professional, million, because things are millions of bats here. Let's see, helping would makes kind of sense, that kind of thing. But I really want to do it with the top ones, so these ones that have got 4 or 3. Okay, but just as an example, that's the way it can be done. Okay, so patio, real estate, Thailand, condos, property, equipped, professional, million. Okay, just take that out anyway. And build my content around those kind of words. Okay, another way that we can do this, though, that's probably a little bit easier, is to go into the YouTube results here and go into the research, and we can see that we have got, if we scroll along, we got some ideas from the meta keywords in here as well. Okay, so if I've got that Excel file and I open it up, what I can do is I can come over here, just expand that out, and I can see the keywords that people are using here in their tags. Okay, and that gives me a better idea. Things like Prattam Neck Hill is a location, and let's see, apartments for rent, these kind of keywords that we can build in. Valley High is a pier, let's see, condo and patio, condos and patio, etc., etc. So you can actually get an idea for building your content around what you have in here as well. Okay, let me just scroll back a little bit so I can get back to normal. Let's actually close it off and then open it up again. Actually, I can do it like this. Okay, now we've got the description in here too, which we can expand upon. And this can also give us some ideas. Okay, now it's only taking the first certain amount of characters in here. I really need to expand that out, but we can get some good ideas of what other people are doing as well, and we can build content around this as well. Okay, but whatever we do, whatever we're getting the content from, when we start to put it into the optimization and Commando over here, we're going to be able to optimize and calculate the score. It's going to give us a score based on what we have here, based on our title, including the title length. If we come back over here, it's going to tell us stuff, how many likes, etc. But also, when we have done this search over here, it's calculated the average title length, the average description length, the average video length, and the most popular category. Okay, so we can find out there some useful information that we can use for building up our content. But these are the main keywords that we probably want to have in there, and if I want to take any more, then really keywords from here can just be found very, very easy and very, very quickly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video because we've been going on for quite a long time with this one, 30 minutes already, and I want to build out some content and I want to optimize it using Tube Optimization Commando. So to save some time, I'm going to build out some content around some of these keywords and around some of the keywords that we've got here. And you saw how I was doing that when I was building out the comments. It's the same kind of process. Okay, I'm going to try and build in as many of these as I can that make sense so that we can optimize for multiple keywords on site with the video. Okay, and when you've done that, when you've got good on-page optimization, then it's less backlinks that you need. Okay, so I'm going to do that and I'll come back when I've finished.